Hi, I'm Brian. Welcome to AV Insights and Advice. We're here today with Alan. We're going to discuss AI. What are some ways in which you see the potential use of AI in the meetings and events industry?
It's already happening, Brian. So we've been doing, closed captioning for years. AI integration's already been there. It's been happening, over and over again. We're also utilizing it now, most importantly, recently, in script writing. That's huge. All these script writers, God bless them, but what's going to happen there? We're going to get into that a little bit later, right? But yeah, we're using integration with automation and with artificial intelligence in so many different respects now that it's only a matter of time before it may take over 60% of what we know as a full-scale production.
Do you think it will destroy the world?
I don't think it'll destroy the world. No, I think it's going to destroy the Tesla population first and foremost, just because, but it's just me being biased. I love my Volkswagen, but we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of serious talk around kind of AI and where it will head, for the population of the world and for technology itself. But we'd like to focus that down and say there are some good things about AI, how it will impact the healthcare industry, diagnosis, medical treatments, things of that nature is pretty exciting, I think, and pretty good for humankind. But shifting to kind of more our industry and the meetings and events industry, AI will bring, maybe some of it's happening today, but it's still pretty new. And I think for the most part, you're not seeing it prevalent in our meetings and events today, but it might start to come in ways that you mentioned. Script writing is one of them, where you have your CEOs or those that maybe don't give speeches very often, and they want to make sure they're kind of hitting all their particular talking points, and you might get some help using AI to kind of build that speech. You also might see it in kind of the themes that are created for events, asking AI to help create your themes based upon all the different pieces of information at your company or with your audience. You might also see it in some of the graphics and art that's created as part of your event that matches the theme of your company or the products that you're promoting. So there's going to be some subtle ways in which it may come and kind of creep into the AV and events industry. What are some of the other thoughts that you have around where it might impact or could be part of our industry going forward?
Yeah, one of the things that I personally think is going to happen here pretty quick is the integration on registration side. So as you're answering some of these key questions about being a registrate, where are you going to go when you get to the conference? What are you going to attend? What sessions are you going to attend? We can take all those analytics and build out a customized session schedule for you now. AI has got a big part in that. What happens when you walk in the building? We're seeing this with heat mapping, and AI is happening with that as well. Is when you walk in the building, are you going left or going right just by human nature? They're grabbing that analytic and basically creating environments so that you have to walk by the coffee stand or the sponsored booth, right? So we're taking all that information, really getting down to the nitty-gritty and fine-tuning an event for you personally.
I agree. I think one of the questions I've heard recently as people are promoting events is, how do I attract my audience and how do I reach my audience and get my attendees there at my event? I think there'll be an opportunity in the near future where the advertising world and the AI world becomes pretty much in sync. Yeah. And you might say, hey, I have $50,000 to spend to attract people to come to my event, and AI actually places those ads and creates those different opportunities in the marketplace to get the eyeballs of the people who are going to be interested in coming to your event. And maybe you as a planner, you as an organization, don't need to do all of that legwork anymore. Maybe there's a technology through AI that will help do that for you. So I'm thinking it may help the meeting planners a lot. It may help the marketing directors a lot. And it may absolutely help all the registration and kind of the pace that things have to happen in a live event. So those are some of the areas that I've seen, or I foresee may impact the meetings and events industry, using AI and using that technology as it comes and grows as fast as it has been recently.
Yep. So let me ask you this, how fearful are you of some of that taking over people's jobs? Yeah,
so to me, one of the things that's amazing about the live event industry is people love seeing other people. And no matter what technology we've seen come throughout this industry for as old as I am, you've never been able to replace that part of it. So you might see a few different things. Script writing may change, some of the graphics creation and editing, things might change. The AI might be able to do a good job of that. But I don't believe you're going to change the fundamental need for humans to gather, to meet, to exchange ideas.
Right.
Hopefully AI just helps make that more efficient, more impactful, more meaningful. But I do believe that the majority of the roles that people have in this industry have existed for a long time and will continue to exist going forward. And AI may complement some of that. I don't believe it's going to replace a lot of that because there's so much value in face-to-face meetings, which is how business is done, how relationships are created, how education occurs. So I'm not worried about that. I'm more excited about how it can make people's interaction and experience more rewarding.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it integrates with the topics that we discuss, right? Because we've gotten ourselves into this kind of little rut. COVID unfortunately did that to us where we were home, we weren't out exploring the world and getting these really interesting topics at the forefront of these conversations. So I think AI is going to help us with that quite a bit and be able to get us thinking outside of our boxes.
So from an industry, it may help the meeting planner, it may affect the marketing person, it may affect the advertising budget, it may affect a couple of things. Even on the production side, it may make some things easier, some things quicker, some things more efficient. But from the attendee, what do you think AI might do as an attendee walking into an event? What are some of the things that might make their experience different, 2, 3 years, 5 years down the road when it's more prevalent in a technology that's used by everybody?
Yeah, I hit on this a little bit earlier. I think especially when you're getting into customizable events and you're talking about me going to a conference that is virtually catering to me. The sessions are exactly what I want them to be, and the length of time is catered to my digestibility, right? Because everybody digests information differently. They retain information on different levels. So to be able to have that information going in and having AI help me do that, I think is going to be a game changer down the road.
Yeah, I think also on the attendee experience side, I think AI, once the different permissions and things are resolved, when people come to an event, are they accepting that they're going to be known at that event, and they give those permissions. If that happens, then as an attendee, a lot of the elements at the event are going to be tailored to you individually, like you mentioned. Advertising might, you might see certain advertisements on certain screens as you walk by because they know you and they know your profile, they know what's important to you. You also might see sessions that are really structured, and the content of those sessions is centered around the people in the audience, because they know real time who is in that audience, and then what's being shared on the screens or what's being shared by the presenters and the panels are actually part of what that audience came to the event to experience. Right. So I think you'll see a more tailored experience. You'll see, potentially a more graphics-rich environment with a lot of different stimuli throughout the space, because AI will have so much ability to promote different products or ideas or themes to the attendees as those attendees are moving around the event. So I think the experience for the attendees will be different. It will be kind of more like futuristic, but I do believe those technologies will come into play in this industry, and I do believe they're going to be seen throughout almost all of our lives, in the future.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more dynamics involved in the actual presentations. So your keynote presenter may not be going off of a script per se that he wrote 2 weeks ago, because he's going to have in his ear the analytics coming in to say, hey, you're losing them, they're bored, they're about to fall asleep, and he's going to be able to change on the fly and reassess and readjust. You're going to be able to tell from the audience's body language what is impacting them and what he needs to drive home more as far as a point's concerned. So I think you're going to see a lot more dynamics in that respect as well.
Well, I do not know if we're right or wrong. I don't know if we've been able to see the future. All I know is that AI is an interesting technology. We're all just beginning to kind of experience some of it. And as far as the meetings and events industry, we're excited to see really the impact it has and how we can all experience that together.
You think they'll bring max headroom back?
Maybe we'll find out.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
All right, Alan, thank you so much for the time today. That was AV Insights and Advice. We appreciate the time you spent with us today.